Test, 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 test. How does this sound right now? I'm just testing out the live stream to see how it go. Test, 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 test. How does this sound right now? Hello there guys and welcome back to once again another live stream here on the VV Thomas platform. Today we will be racing with the Axis Mainstream Racing Series here around Abu Dhabi. An absolutely amazing track to race on for a lot of these guys, and hopefully we're going to be having some beautiful races, some beautiful overtakes and some beautiful defenses from all of the guys here on the grid. We are currently in Season 7, Round 9 of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, as we're currently on board with Chef, who is on an outlap. Chef, not in the top 10 of the Drivers' Championship, I'm afraid, but the Red Bull driver is definitely looking to get some points on the board here today for the Red Bull team. His own teammate is not there, unfortunately, today. So it seems like we have got a driver from every... no, we don't have a driver from every team. Which team don't we have? We have Ferrari, we have Haas, we have Alfa Romeo, we have Aston Martin, we have Mercedes, we have AlphaTauri, we have Alpine. What team is not there? Oh man, I'm really bad at this. Alfa Romeo maybe? No, Alfa Romeo is there. AlphaTauri is there. Haas is there. Aston Martin? Aston Martin is there. What team isn't there? That's pretty crazy if you ask me, but I mean, doesn't matter too much. Chef on a fast lap, as we might want to focus on someone else later when doing a track analysis. I'm just a little bit focused about my microphone at the moment, because when I was listening to it, it didn't really sound too amazing, so I might want to change that later, as well, as hopefully as soon as possible. We definitely don't want to have any issues throughout the race. I'm just gonna have a quick listen for myself. Test, 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 test. How does this sound? This should sound a little bit better, but I'm still gonna put my phone there to see if I can do anything about it. Hybrid Place comes across the line for the Ferrari team with a 123.5. Not bad at all by Hybrid Place, but I do think we're going to be seeing a couple of guys coming across the line to put a better time on the board, including Liquid Gas, Dean Khan. Dean Khan actually got the pole time last week, but unfortunately he dropped out of the lobby. Liquid Gas just came across the line, only improves by 16 thousandths on Hybrid Place in P2. So It's a very close grid at the moment already. Chef only 2 seconds behind, 1.5 to be exact. Mike Taylor just came across the line. We might want to go on board with Vexman all the way in P11. Hasn't set a time yet on the board, but he's coming down that long straight at the moment. A very long straight, 2 very long straights here in Abu Dhabi. And we definitely have to take a better look at how the drivers are going to be taking that long straight. Because coming out of turn 6 and 7, as you can see, this chicane section, the guys will have the DRS. They will possibly be able to make an overtake down that straight, and you just have to be very careful but where you're going to be able to make an overtake. Into turn 9 they go, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I've listened to the live stream, it sounds quite fine. Here comes Vexman around the last corner, takes a lot of curb on the exit, puts himself in P6 for now. So you might want to go on board with Molson, the AlphaTauri driver. He has added himself to the AlphaTauri team. He's going to be Thomas's teammate, trying to bring some victory to the AlphaTauri team, as you might be able to see up ahead. Above my picture, you will be able to see that the AlphaTauri team is currently in P2, struggling by a couple of points, as it seems like Molson has a McLaren right behind him. As the McLaren comes into the pits, Molson is going to go into his fast one, I think, as he's just come across the line with a 127.5. Was this his fast one already? I'm not sure, because he doesn't have too much ERS left in the tank, so that usually indicates that he doesn't have too much, well, that he kind of pushed quite a bit last lap. So we might want to go on board with one of the guys who are on that lap, Thomas, Molson's teammate, of course. And usually with, 11 drivers on the grid, you are going to be hoping to finish in the top 10, because that's where you're going to be scoring points. Although I think I saw something about rules changing where everyone who's going to be finishing and attending scores points, but I'm not 100% sure. That might be something for next season. Here comes Thomas around the last corner. He's going to go into a fast one at the moment. And let's do a quick track analysis into turn 1, taking a lot of curb on the entry and the exit. And then heading into turn 2, turn 3, and turn 4. Turn 3, a very tricky one, because when you have overheated tires, you're definitely going to spin through that corner section. We are definitely going to be seeing a DNF through there. Into turn 5, hard braking zone. And then we've got turn 6 and 7 up ahead. We first have a very long straight where the guys will be able to use DRS and possibly make the overtake before the chicane. Into turn 6 and 7 they go. And then we're heading into turn 8, 9, and 10. And this is going to be turn 8. And then we've got a little bit of a straight, but the guys will be able to use DRS down this straight. And then we have got turn 9 being a long left-hander. Heading into sector 3 at the moment. This is turn 10, and then we've got turn 11 and turn 12 being a 90 degrees corner. Hard braking zone, 90 degrees corner, and then you've got another couple of fast corners to your left-hand side. Turn 13 and 14, taking a lot of curb down the entry of turn 14. Thomas really trying to find the track limits. And here he comes. Entering the last corner, it goes Thomas, coming across the line to put himself in P3 for now. Hybrid Place has kind of surprised me, to be honest, in the Ferrari car, currently in P2. As that is looking very great for the Ferrari driver. A Blood Diamond also on a fast one. He seems to be going into sector 3 at the moment. He is entering turn 13 and 14. You've got those fast left-handers. Really need to watch out for the track limits coming out of turn 14. As you can see, Blood Diamond and also Thomas earlier were kind of struggling, keeping it within the track limits, of course. And here comes Blood Diamond around the last corner, puts himself on pole position for now, a 123.3 for the Alpine driver. And he's going to be a provisional pole, but we might be able to see someone improve. Liquid Gas is definitely looking to improve. Still 9 more minutes to go in this qualifying, but the Haas driver is already going to go on his second one. He's got a lot of ERS saved, and he's also put on some new fresh tires. Here he comes, taking a lot of curb on the exit there into turn 1. Beautifully done. Into turn 2, into turn 3. Takes a little bit of curb up the inside. I wouldn't suggest doing that. But I mean, the guys They can do whatever they want, of course. Liquid Gas, 1.2 tenths up on his time already, entering Sector 2. Down the straight he goes. He will probably not gain as much time as he did in Sector 1, because Sector 2 is not really a sector where you gain a lot of time. It's basically 2 straights and 2 corners, and that is about it here in Sector 2. As we've got a turn 6 and 7, takes a lot of curb on the entry, kind of an awkward line into turn 7. Taking a lot of curb up the inside. Down the straight he goes, the ERS wide open. Also, the ERS will be drained quite a bit here down the straights in Abu Dhabi. And he's got the fastest second sector too. 1.4 tenths up on his time. He only gained by about 200ths in that second sector. And as I said, you're probably going to gain all of that time in Sector 1 and Sector 3. And mainly Sector 3, because this is a really technical corner section. Oh, look at that beautiful line there from a Liquid Gas. Takes a lot of curb down the entry. Played around with the track limits on the exit, coming around the last corner, takes a lot of curb of the entry to have a better rotation coming into turn 15. And here comes Liquid Gas, a 123.0 improves by more than 5 tenths to put himself on a provisional pole. And as Grimo is also on a fast one, he's got the fastest first sector as the game says. But you never know if that is true, of course. Down straight he goes, Pirelli up ahead right there. And you might know that these guys are racing on Pirelli tires, as of course Pirelli is the official supplier of the Formula 1 racing teams. And also another sponsor here that is providing these streams to you is Demo Invest, so make sure to check them out. We have got Gregory Mortier underscore official on Instagram if you want to get into investing. Investing is a very profitable approach that you can take if you want to gain some money. Last week I had someone saying to me, yeah, gambling is better than investing into stock. I wouldn't say so, and especially not with Gregory by your side, because he is also partnering with an education platform, so that does mean that he is a trustworthy person. Here comes Grimo around the last corner. It is not going to be pole time, but it'll definitely be a 124 flat, as he puts himself in P5 right in front of Mike Taylor. Mike Taylor, who's been very interestingly enough, able to put himself in the top 6 with a 124 flat. And then, of course, we've got Dean Kahn, currently in P11. He took pole time last week in Belgium, and he is on the medium tires at the moment, so he'll have to go back into the pits, because otherwise he won't be able to put a good time on the board here today in Abu Dhabi. Or does he want to go for a last to first challenge? Of course, with only 11 drivers in the lobby, that is not going to be too much of a difficulty than when it is going to be 20 drivers in the lobby, but still a great accomplishment for a driver like Dean Kahn. Oh my days, he comes across the line in P4 with the medium tires of 123.6. That is absolutely amazing. If you ask me, I think Dean Kahn should get a full-time seed and get paired with Liquid Gas. I feel like he should really get the slowest. No, put him in the Williams. Put him in the Williams. That guy he's just too fast for this Alfa Romeo. It's just unbelievable. Medium tires, and he's only 6 tenths away from pole time. That is absolutely amazing. Molson has just gone on to a fast one with a 127.5. The time to beat for the AlphaTauri driver. He's hopefully looking to get into the top 10 with Chef trying to protect that position, of course. Chef is up ahead down the straight already, as we've got, of course, a Molson needing to improve by about 2.5 seconds. I do think he's going to be able to. He just needs to push a little bit more in Sector 2 and Sector 3, and he'll be able to do so. Molson heading into turn 6 and 7 right now. Hard braking zone, and we might be seeing a lot of moves coming through that corner section. Down the curb he goes. And heading into Sector 3, how much time is he improving by? Will it be Molson in the top 10, or will it still be Chef in the top 10? He's improving by 4 tenths. That is probably not enough to put himself anywhere near the top 10. He needs to improve by 2.5 seconds. And it might have been an idea to put him... Well, he's paired up... Oh, no, never mind. He's paired up with the AlphaTauri team for the rest of the season. So I think they need to reevaluate his pace, because at the moment it doesn't seem like he's anywhere near the top 10. I mean, 2.5 seconds is quite a bit, but maybe sector 2 is the sector where he lost a lot of time. Coming across the line right now, 126.4. He improved by about a second, but still 1.6 seconds slower than Chef in P10. Chef didn't seem to be improving, which is quite unfortunate. But I mean, it doesn't mean when drivers are slower throughout the qualifying that they are also slower throughout the race. We might be seeing Molson bumping up a couple of positions, as we've got Vexman on a fast one at the moment. I think he's pushed everything last lap. Does he have enough ERS saved? I can't see it because of his helmet. I think he's got plenty of ERS saved in the tank. Coming into turn 5, hard braking zone, a little bit of a U-turn as he's improving by 1/10 already, heading into sector 2. Beautiful corner section there from Vexman. Takes turn 5 basically perfectly. Down the straight he goes. And you know what the lovely thing is about only having 11 drivers on the grid? You're not going to be having an overfilled grid like track. Usually when 20 drivers are on the track, you're going to be seeing drivers impeding each other, drivers, you know, standing in each other's way and making the other drivers a little bit frustrated with how they are driving. That is certainly not the case here in MRS, as of course you've only got 11 drivers, only 5 drivers on the grid on the track right now. As unfortunately Vexman did invalidate his time, so he will not be able to put a better time on the board, but I think he might want to go for another one because there's only 2 more minutes in this qualifying session. He doesn't have plenty of ERS saved. He was only down by about 2/10, which is a great indication for him, as he saved all of his ERS coming through sector 3. So hopefully he's going to be able to improve by a little bit. It only needs to be a little bit, you know, just to defend that P8 for Munster, as Munster is currently in an outlap. Seems to be quite busy down the straight at the moment, because you've got that AlphaTauri, you've got the Red Bull, you've got both the Mercedeses, and you've got the Haas driver, the Alfa Romeo, and the Alpine driver, and also the Aston Martin driver coming down the straight. So you've got quite a lot of people now on track, as that could cause some troubles. Usually it does sound like it's going to be causing some troubles, but not here in AMRS, as he's getting a little bit of a slipstream from the Alfa Romeo up ahead. Is that an Alfa Romeo? It's the Haas driver, in matter of fact, as liquid gas seems to be giving the Mercedes driver a little bit of a tow. Not sure if it's allowed, but liquid gas is one of the admins, so I think he should know what he's doing. Hard braking zone into turn 12. Takes not too much curb down the inside. Usually into turn 12 you do want to take a little bit of curb up the inside. A little bit of an awkward line there from Vexman. Is he up on his time? That is the biggest question. This is just going to come across the line. It'll be a 124, I'm afraid, for Vexman. It'll be a 124.6. It doesn't improve on his time, and he won't be able to improve anymore. Thomas up on his time, but he invalidated his time, so he won't be able to improve anymore. Dean Kahn on the soft tires. He is just going to start his qualifying lap, and hopefully that'll be a formation lap, a pole time for the Alfa Romeo. Heading into turn 1, hard braking zone, takes turn 1 a little bit awkward, goes a little bit deeper than I thought he would have gone. As usually into turn 1 you want to take a little bit of curb up the inside, as Hybrid Place is not going to be able to improve anymore. He's already come across the line with 123.4, and Deacon is the man to look into. 123.6 is his own time to beat, and a 123.0 is the time to beat to get pole position for now, but maybe liquid gas isn't improving on his time. I guess we'll have to look at that later, as he's just going to come across the line in a couple of seconds, heading into sector 3 at the moment. He really needs to push, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to, if he dares to. I mean, he's got nothing to lose anyway, because if you DNF from the race, from the qualifying, you're going to have that pole time set anyway with a 123.0, and I think that's a very difficult time to beat. But maybe Deacon can do something about that. Here comes liquid gas across the line with a 123.0, improved by a couple of thousandths. Let's go on board with Deacon here. Coming around the last corner. Oh, he's going to be improving by quite a bit. He's going to be improving by quite a bit. It'll be a 122. No, it'll be a 123.3. Improves by about 3/10, but only puts himself in P3 behind Blood Diamond and Liquid Gas. And that is going to be your qualifying session here in AMRS, with Liquid Gas taking the pole time here in Abu Dhabi. All the drivers are currently still coming into the pit lane, with Molson being the one, well, being the last one to come into the pits. As I don't see anything happening in the pit lane, and no, there is nothing happening. We've got Liquid Gas in P1, the Northern Irishman with a 123.0. Then we've got Blood Diamond in P2 and Dean Khan in P3 with a 123.3, only 3.5 away from Liquid Gas. Further, we've got Hybrid Place, Grimo, Mike Taylor, Thomas, Vexman, Munster, and Chef in the top 10. And then, unfortunately, we have Molson with quite a lot of time at the back of the grid. But something can be done about that throughout the race. You never know as a racing driver. You never know as any other driver on the grid. As a commentator, as a watcher, you never know. So this is going to be the results of the qualifying for today. I'm just going to have a quick listen with the live stream one more time, because I'm not feeling very confident about the quality of the microphone. So I'm just going to have one quick listen, and hopefully that'll be all right. Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad, guys. I'm not necessarily very happy with it, but I guess it is what it is, right? I guess it is what it is. I'm just having a quick look with the chat. Everyone, do not ready up for the race. Sorry you couldn't make it tonight, guys. My neck's killing me. Have a great race. Is what SRL Tram is saying. Comms box, something there. Okay, that is a live stream. That is great. Planning to stay under the radar on this one. Fair enough, Mundi. Fair enough. We'll see what you can do, mate. We'll see what you can do. Maybe you are going to be winning this race. You never know. With a lucky safety car, that could definitely be the case. No way. My team lost with 6-7 again. Oh, man. Oh, no. That's... Wait, hold up. Oh, yeah, no. That's yesterday. I was getting really sad because they have lost many games already. Unfortunately. Winning, I highly doubt. You never know. You have to just have to believe in yourself, and maybe things can go your way. You never know, mate. You never know. Just believe in yourself and you'll be able to do great things. That is what someone once told me. Let's talk a little bit about the Drivers' Championship. We have got a Liquid Gas still in P1 leading the Drivers' Championship. Thomas in P2, and then we've got Dom Walsh in P3. Further, we have got Grimo, Rami, Blood Diamond, Vexed, PD. We have got Monster, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have got Mike Taylor. But I think I made a little mistake with Rami and Blood Diamond. I think Blood Diamond should be in front of Rami, but I could be wrong. Got impeded on my last fast lap by 2 cars. I was up 4/10. But yeah, it sucks in the hairpin, is what Gregory says in the chat. So that is definitely something we're going to be looking into as stewards. Of course, I'm not a steward. The guys who are stewards in AMRS are going to be looking into that. Moundy. Mate, I think everyone is sometimes struggling with self-belief and all that kind of stuff. just try to believe in yourself. And, you know, people make mistakes. I make mistakes. I make mistakes daily with my commentary, for example. I'm not perfectly in English. I mean, my English is not perfect. That's what I was about to say. And today, I feel like I'm even making more mistakes than I usually am. So, you know, I cannot say to myself, Thomas, you cannot stream today because you're not feeling confident. We're gonna have a formation lap first. So I cannot say to myself, Thomas, you're not gonna be streaming today because you are not good enough. No, I cannot do that because everyone is counting on me to stream this race, and that is what I'm here to do. And I'm trying to do my best because that is what people expect me to do. Now you have to believe yourself, well, believe in yourself that you're gonna be doing great things on track and make yourself proud. And the better you're doing things, the more proud you're going to be at yourself, the more confident you're going to be at yourself, and all that kind of stuff. Just believe in yourself and you'll be able to do great. I believe in you. I'll say it like that. I'll believe in you, mate. Let's have a quick look with the tires here. A lot of guys starting on the medium tires, as that might be the way to go. Thomas, once again, with an alternate strategy, starting on the hard tires. And then we've got Vexman all the way in P8, starting on the soft tires. 11 drivers on the grid, which is going to be, I mean, not too much, which might give us some issues throughout the race with gaps in between the drivers. But, I mean, things like tracks like Abu Dhabi are always going to be interesting with safety cars, with people crashing out, all that kind of stuff. So we're definitely going to be seeing some interesting shit happening today. But we never know when, and we never know what, and we never know how. But that will be determined later. Liquid Gas coming into Sector 3. He's going to be leading the pack, putting themselves on the grid again. The guys need to watch out for not getting disqualified during their formation lap when they are not put on the grid correctly. They are, of course, going to have to do that themselves, putting themselves on the grid. If you're 1 meter too far, or like a couple of centimeters too far, you're going to be put back about a meter behind. And that, of course, is going to be costly through your, well, to your race and throughout your race start. Just you can see, Liquid Gas is going to put himself on the grid at the moment. He's got the inside line too. No, he's got the outside line. He's got the outside line, which might cause some issues. Because now a Blood Diamond will just be able to throw it down the inside in turn 1. Let's put the position changes in. We are currently in Season 7, Round 9 of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here in AXIS Mainstream Racing Series. It's 5 red lights here in Abu Dhabi, and away we go. Liquid Gas around the outside has a beautiful start. As you can see, Blood Diamond already trying to go down the inside. He's not going to be able to make that work. Dean already alongside the Alpine driver, and he makes the overtake, although they're still side by side coming through turn 2. Inside line for Deacon as he takes the position. 1 position gain for the Alfa Romeo at the back of the grid. We are looking at Thomas gaining a position. Seems like Grimo is trying to go down the inside of the Ferrari driver, and he's definitely going to Hybrid Place, who has a little bit of an awkward line coming into turn 5, and Thomas might be able to benefit from that. Down and straight they go. Here comes Thomas. He takes a little bit of slipstream, but he won't be able to gain a position. Even on those hard tires, he'll have not a benefit on the Ferrari driver. He even goes down the inside. Oh, look at that. Grimo with a deep lunge down the inside of Decon. And it seems like Blood Diamond has already made the overtake on, Blood Diamond has already taken the overtake on Deacon again. Thomas making the overtake on Hybrid Place. Here comes Vexman up the inside of the Ferrari driver. Up the inside he goes. Soft tires are definitely doing the job. And he's taking the inside line. Is he going to be able to make that position? Yes, indeed he is. Mike Taylor, apologies, on the tail of the Ferrari driver, but he's getting overtaken by Monster in P9. Monster gained the position already. Mike Taylor with a bad start here throughout lap 1 as he bumped back all the way from P6 to P9, and also Hybrid Place is looking at a lot of position losses here in that first lap. He came all the way from P4, currently in P9, and is definitely not seeing the race that he's hoped to see. Chef still in P10. I'm not sure what happened to Molson, but he dropped back all the way to P11. So might want to go back to the front of the pack as Liquid Gas is running away from these two. Blood Diamond still in P2. Dean still in P3 as the top three hasn't been changing over the last couple of sectors. And here comes Grimo. Gained the position, so did Thomas. Well, Thomas actually gained 2. So not bad at all by the AlphaTauri driver, even knowing that he is on the hard tires. The hard tires are one of the slowest tires on the grid, of course, apart from the intermediates and the wet tires. Oh, it seems like Chef is going down the inside of Hybrid Place right there. Is he making the move into turn 6? Yes, indeed he is. Around the outside he goes, takes a lot of curb. And I don't think Hybrid Place wanted to take any risk, but he loses another position here in Abu Dhabi. And I don't feel this is his race, or doesn't he have the right setup? I'm not sure what's wrong with Hybrid Place at the moment, but he's definitely getting distracted by something. And that might be his setup. Here comes Hybrid Place trying to make the overtake again on Chef. And RT is going to be the first couple of points Chef is going to be scoring. I think he had 1 or 2 points already on the driver's standings, but 2 more points can definitely do the job for the Red Bull driver. Dean Khan once again on the tail of Blood Diamond, only 4 tenths away from the Alpine driver. As they're entering Sector 2 in a couple of seconds, Chef and Hybrid Place. I think Hybrid Place got crashed out. Yes, indeed he did. Into turn 1, quite of an interesting corner to... Oh, takes a lot of curb there. A lot of wall, I was meant to say. Apologies. And Liquid Gas running away at the moment. Blood Diamond, a 1.2 second gap to Liquid Gas. And he's got that thirsty Alfa Romeo down his neck. And he's already blinking on ERS. That is not good news for Blood Diamond. He's definitely trying to keep the toe of the Haas driver, but he's just pushing too much at the moment. ERS is already drained, and we've got a virtual safety car, so that will give me the great opportunity to take a little bit of a sip, because I've eaten fries earlier, and usually here in Belgium we eat fries with salt. Yeah, man, never try to eat as much salt as I have today. It's crazy. Oh, and we've got a full safety car. The safety car just came out of the pits. That is interesting. I'm not sure what happened, actually, if I'm being honest. I'm not sure what happened as Dean comes into the pits. What tire will he be going on, though? Will it be the hard tires to finish off the race on the hards? I don't think so. And starting on the soft, well, going onto the soft tires wouldn't be smart either with the amount of people we've got in the lobby. He goes on to the hard tires. Interesting. You'll have to do 25 laps on those hard tires, which would work. But sometimes you see a double stack work too here. Vexman and Chef both coming into the pits. I really thought we were going to be seeing that soft tire runner coming into the pits. I think that was Mike Taylor, but I could be wrong. Let's have a quick look. Tire-wise, oh no, oh yeah, it was Vexman. It was Vexman, and he's going on to the medium tires at the moment. So, also very interesting to see that he doesn't go onto the hard tires to finish off the race on those hard tires. As it seems like I've got a message on Discord. I'm just going to have a quick look if that's from the AMRS boys. Nope, doesn't look like it. And everyone has sorted themselves behind the safety car except for Munster. And a small pack at the back of the grid. And we're definitely gonna have to look into that gap that Liquid Gas has already made. Blood Diamond is really, really lucky. You know, he's got his main competitor coming into the pits, Dean, dropping back to P6. And he's able to recharge his battery again. And that is something that he was struggling with earlier. You know, after lap 3, he was already out of battery, like below 10%. Oh, mate, that is really annoying. Wheel disconnected, pushed me into the wall. That's my race screwed. Ah, don't worry, mate. We've got a safety car anyway, so you'll able to... do you have front wing damage? Let me have a quick look. It's Monster, by the way, in the chat, guys, who's said that. Did he come into the pits? I think he did come into the pits, going onto the hard tires. And it might be playing into his advantage. You know, being on the hard tires, we've got one more lap behind the safety car. You'll definitely be able to catch up to the guys ahead. Just need to push a little bit more. But does that mean you're on the controller right now, Mandy? Or Monster? Or however I should call you. And then I'm just gonna quickly take a little tissue to blow my nose, so I will be right back, guys. Hello there, guys, I'm back at it again. Hopefully everyone is having a lovely evening. And hopefully we're going to be having some good racing here in these next 24 laps. I'm quickly going to have one more look at the live stream. Quickly. Very quickly. Alright, so the safety car comes in this lap. We're gonna be racing again with Liquid Gas leading the pack to the safety car restart. He's gonna be all the way in P1. He's already gonna go, it seems like. Blood Diamond right on the tail. And there they go. Nobody seems to be able to make an overtake into turn 1 because nobody is close enough to the guy ahead. But it seems like the top two have taken a little bit of a lead to the rest of the grid. Grimo now trying to catch up to Blood Diamond in P2. And Dean Khan definitely looking to gain a couple of positions on these fresh, hard tires at the moment. Will they be throwing it down the inside? Doesn't look like it. Thomas is looking to make an overtake on Grimo in P3. And here he comes down the straight. He uses a lot of ERS, as you can see at the bottom of your screen. He's just drained all of his ERS. Blood Diamond making the overtake up the inside of Liquid Gas. And also the Alfa Romeo looking to make a move up the inside of Mike Taylor there. Into turn 6, into turn 7 he goes. Around the outside and beautiful overtake by Deacon. Taking one position. And the rest is still to come. Here comes Thomas down the straight. Up the inside he goes. Will he be going for a move? Doesn't look like it. Not too much room down the inside. And he really had to brake really early to be able to catch that curb down the inside. And now he's getting chased from behind by Dean. Dean being on those fresh hard tires. He's possibly going to have the benefit. But Thomas also has hard tires. So he's not going to be struggling too much as the guys ahead of him. Because they're on a medium tires. You know, 6 laps on those medium tires might also... Oh, there goes Dean down the inside. Look at that. Already made the overtake on Thomas. I had a very, very bad... You know, that is something that I don't like about Abu Dhabi. The view is just so bad. You can't really have a decent commentary video without messing up the view. Look at that. How close are these cars to your screen? It's just bad. It's just bad. It's really bad. Seems like Vexman is looking to make a move around the outside of the Ferrari driver. Here he comes into turn 5. He's making up a position. And that is beautifully done by Vexman. And Monster kind of losing the toe of the guys ahead. Liquid Gas seems to be taking the lead of the race again. Around the outside he goes. Having the inside line right now. Blood Diamond is going to give up. Blood Diamond back in P2. And he's got Grimo right on the tail. Grimo getting overtaken by Deacon. Look at how much straight line speed Deacon has. Making the overtake on the Mercedes driver. Grimo looking to make the move again on the outside, but he's gonna back out of it. That is the beautiful thing about being on the fresh tires. You can just simply get out of that corner. Oh, and Grimo touches the Alfa Romeo on the tail. But no damage has been done. Maybe for Grimo, but definitely not for the Alfa Romeo driver. It seems like he has a little bit of understeer there. Grimo around the outside, making a switchback work. Look at that, a Blood Diamond going off track. Dean making up a position, pushing the Alpine driver a little bit deep into that corner. Into the last corner, not to be mistaken. And Liquid Gas is now taking a lead of about 1 second. But Deancon is definitely going to do something about that. Here we've got Thomas on the tail of Grimo. He's gained 2 positions already, but he's looking to get a 3rd position on the board at the moment. Heading into turn 5 on the tail of the Mercedes driver. Here he comes. And Thomas definitely has got the pace that's needed to make that overtake, but it doesn't look like it's going to be for soon. Say Mike Taylor has a lot of straight line speed. Look at that. Will he be going around the outside? I think he does. I think he wants to, but he's going to try and make a switchback work. Takes a lot of curve up the inside, but Thomas with a good exit coming out of turn 7. Beautifully done by the AlphaTauri driver. Might want to go back to the back of the grid. Hybrid place. Oh, look at that. Dean making the overtake on a Liquid Gas. Around the outside he goes. And Liquid is probably already struggling on these medium tires. When is the pit window for the medium tires to come to the pits? Possibly around lap 13, 14. Because then you'll still be able to go on to those hard tires for about 15, 16 laps. And Deancon definitely running away at this point during the race. We saw his pace being magnificent last week in Spa-Francorchamps, with his qualifying pace being better than anyone else on that track. Unfortunately, he got disconnected before the race even started, so he couldn't finish the race. But now he's taking redemption. He's looking to win this race here in Abu Dhabi, but still 20 more laps to go. So we still have plenty of racing here in Abu Dhabi. As it seems like Grimo is looking to make the overtake on Blood Diamond. Takes a deeper line to have a better exit coming out of the corner. Blood Diamond, who once again doesn't have too much ERS left in the tank. And it seems like Molson has crashed out in turn 3. And that is where I said someone was going to crash out. And it seems like that is going to be Molson this time around. Grimo up into P3. Just made the overtake on Blood Diamond, as Blood Diamond doesn't have too much ERS left in the tank. So Thomas is definitely going to be looking to make the overtake up the inside, possibly into turn 9. And the guys have the DRS, so here comes Thomas. Around the outside he goes. He decides to go around the outside. That is something that I've not seen before in turn 9. But it seems like he's able to gain that position. No, he's not. With a possible good exit coming out of that corner. Oh, they're still going side by side. Look at that. Thomas taking that position. Now Vexman is looking to make a move on a Blood Diamond. Blood Diamond really struggling here in Sector 2. As we've seen him getting overtaken by Grimo, but also by Thomas. And let's have a quick look if Vexman is going to be the next one to make that overtake on the Alpine driver. Down the straight they go. As there's a long DRS train at this point during the race. We've got a DRS train all the way from P3 till P7. It seems like Hybrid Blaze is currently coming into the pits. Is that on those medium tires? Let's have a quick look. Tire-wise, he is on 9-lap-old medium tires indeed. And he's going to come into the pits to go on to another set of medium tires. Very interesting strategy by the Ferrari driver. And here comes Vexman. Down the straight. On the tail of the Alpine driver. Once again, no ERS for Blood Diamond, but neither does Vexman. Tries to go around the outside, but doesn't get too much room from the Alpine driver. I mean, he didn't really need to get that much room, you know. Blood Diamond wasn't obliged to get that much, to give that much room. As it seems like Molson has DNF'd in the pit lane, unfortunately, so he's not going to be able to finish the race. There's still 19 more laps to go here in Abu Dhabi. Let's go back to the top of the to the top of the grid. With Liquid Gas losing a lot of time to Deacon. And the more disturbing fact is that Deacon doesn't even need to come into the pits anymore. So that the time that he's gaining right now is extra. Liquid Gas still has to come into the pits to go onto the hard tires and finish off the race. But that's 20 seconds lost at least. So Deacon is just gaining and gaining time at the moment. And it looks like he's possibly going to be winning this race. Vexman on the tail of Blood Diamond. Here they come into Sector 1. Heading into Sector 2 at the moment. But the grid is slightly spreading out. Thomas already coming into the pits. He's going on to another set of hearts. Oh no, he's going on to the soft tires. Why is that? Why is that a good idea? That is a really strange idea from the AlphaTauri driver, because he was on the hard tires, and I'm not sure why you would come into the pits to go onto the soft tires, because you're not able to finish the race on those soft tires. Very strange. Here comes Mike Taylor around the outside with the use of DRS, making the overtake on the Mercedes driver. And also possibly on... Oh, he goes off track. And Vexman is definitely going to be benefited from that, as you can see. Oh, Vexman. Oh, the Aston Martin almost going off track into the wall. Not sure what Vexman was doing there, but it seemed like he was pushing the Aston Martin a little bit off track. As the top three has ran away. Oh, Blood Diamond coming into the pits for a set of hearts, possibly. Mike Taylor losing the toe. Also Monster trying to catch up to these guys. He's definitely pushing. You're doing great, Monster. Come on. Come on. P6 already. That is great. I know you're listening. You can do good. I mean, you're doing good. Come on, mate. Let's go. Oh, and he has an amazing exit coming out of turn 5. Hybrid plays with the fastest lap of 126.0. And Blood Diamond just came out of on track behind Thomas by more than 5 seconds. Yo, Stinky, how are you doing, mate? Haven't seen you in a long time. Monster on the tail of Mike Taylor once again. These three are possibly going to be battling till the end of the race, but there's still plenty of laps to go for Grimo making the overtake around the outside of Liquid Gas, heading into turn 9. And will Liquid Gas make an old switcheroo here in Sector 3? I don't think he is. You know what the lovely thing is about Thomas coming into the pits? Liquid Gas doesn't need to worry about losing his driver's championship at this point. Because, I mean, Thomas coming into the pits is definitely not the right strategy. If he wins this race, I'm going to give him a big applause. But coming into the pits to go into the soft tires is really something that surprises me. And it doesn't put any pressure on the shoulders of Liquid Gas. Yeah, Haas is still winning, man. It's crazy. Haas is still winning. But Thomas has come a little bit closer, so that is lovely to see. Also, Thomas has got a teammate right now, but he DNF'd in the pit lane, so they're not going to be scoring any extra points. And then we've got Mercedes climbing up the ladder, as you can see in P2 and P4 at the moment. Mike Taylor does make the overtake on Vexman of the inside. Into turn 6 they go. But that is the thing about Mercedes. They're just too consistent as a team. P2 and P5, they're going to be scoring an immense amount of points. Oh, sorry guys, I'm really tired. I haven't slept enough this night. Monster looking to make the overtake pretty soon, but he's been pretty silent over the last couple of laps, sticking in P6. And he's just letting the guys ahead of him battle. And he's trying to benefit off that. You know, the more you battle, the more tire wear you're going to have. And that is something that Monster can play into at the end of the race. But they all have to come into the pits to go onto the softs or the hards. It depends on what tires they feel most comfortable with. Because right now, I mean, they're on the medium tires, but they've already been on those medium tires for 13 laps. So will they be stretching those out till about lap 16, lap 17, and then go onto the soft tires? That could be an option for these guys, as it seems like a Liquid Gas and a Grimo find himself down the straight. Liquid Gas, of course, with the DRS will make the overtake. And that is an easy overtake. Let's have a quick look with Vexman. He's also got the DRS on Mike Taylor. Oh, and Mike Taylor touching the rear of the Mercedes driver has a little bit of a snap and is causing Meister to slow down there. That was possibly not what Meister was looking for. He just wanted to keep it clean. And that was not in Mike Taylor's dictionary, this corner. How is DZP going, Stinky? Oh, and Liquid Gas is coming into the pits. That'll be a different strategy from all the other guys. Also, Mike Taylor is coming into the pits, and Mike Taylor gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So that'll play into his disadvantage as he's going to drop back to P7, possibly P8. Oh wait, Thomas just made the overtake around the outside of Chef. Look at that. Not seen that before. Blood Diamond also just made the overtake on a Liquid Gas. So he's going to be ahead of the Haas driver, but he's going to be way slower at the end of the race because his tires have already been there for 3 laps. And Liquid Gases have only been there for, 0 laps. So at the end of the race, we're going to be looking at 18 lap old hards for a Blood Diamond, but only 15 lap old hards for Liquid Gas. And nobody's really within DRS detection point of anyone else, so yeah, that is the thing you're going to be having with 11 drivers on the grid. There's not really a lot of action. We've seen a little bit before down the straights, but that is of course moves down the straights, and then with everyone being in a car of their own pace, they're all going to be having the same pace, and it's not easy to gain a lot of time. So that'll probably make it a little bit more boring, as Grimo just caught a 3-second time penalty by coming into the pits. He is on those 15 lap old mediums. And what tire will he be going on? Hard tires for Grimo. Where is he going to end up in? He's going to be behind the Haas driver. Maybe even behind Hybrid Place. He is going to be behind my Hybrid Place. Look at that. Maybe behind Mike Taylor too? No, he's not. But he's going to be struggling behind that Ferrari driver because Hybrid Place has been there for 6 laps already on those medium tires. So they really are heated up. And they're ready to mingle. And Grimo, he's on those fresh but cold tires. And he needs to warm them up as soon as possible. Oh, Blood Diamond has caught up to Chef. Oh, Chef has spun. Coming out of turn 5. No, coming out of turn 7, actually. That is not somewhere you usually see a driver spin. Although, maybe if they touch the curb, that could be the case. As he drops back to P10 and getting overtaken by Mike Taylor. Oh, no, he's going to make the overtake around the outside again. Tried to make a switchback work. Here comes Chef. He's not going to go for it, unfortunately. Liquid Gas on the tail of Blood Diamond. As we said before, these 3-lap old... Well, that 3-lap difference can definitely be a big change. And it can already be a big change at this point. Ah, Daniel, yes indeed, he's doing donuts. He's doing donuts. Meister coming into the pits on 13-lap old hards. He's going onto the medium tires, so he'll have... well, possibly one of the freshest and fastest tires on the grid at the moment. He's going to be right behind Mike Taylor. But he can gain a lot of time right now on those medium tires. Oh, almost goes into the wall. Has to watch out on the exit there. And also the lovely thing to see is that Grimo and Mike Taylor both have 3 seconds of time penalty. So Meister can catch up a little bit. Here comes Hybrid Plays right the outside. DRS wide open at the moment. Gregory, you got hit apparently. That is unfortunate. Liquid Gas making the overtake. Here comes Hybrid Plays down the straight. He's got no ERS left in the tank. Blood Diamond behind Liquid Gas at the moment. So might want to have a quick look with Hybrid Plays. He's going to get attacked from behind by Mike Taylor. Mike Taylor being on those fresh hard tires, he's definitely going to have a pace advantage on the Ferrari driver. But then, of course, Grimo has got the pace advantage too, as he is on the freshest tire of them all. And Thomas on these 6-lap-old softs, he's still doing a good job. But I still think he made a mistake. Vexman coming into the pits on 13-lap-old mediums. And Deacon still has to come into the pits. Or will he finish the race on those hard tires? That is possibly not the way to go for Deacon. I think it is. I think it is the way to go. Because if he comes into the pits right now, he'll probably be... Although, if he comes into the pits to go into the soft tires, he'll probably be right behind Blood Diamond. But he'll still be able to gain a lot of time because he's on those fresh softs. And the softs are of course, a little bit faster than all the other tires. Oh, here comes Monster right ahead of Vexman as he comes out of the pits. So we're going to be seeing a very feisty battle between Monster and Vexman. But look at that, Monster. I mean, you got P7, which is great. P8 isn't bad either. It's points. So you can definitely be happy with that, but... And with the guys in front of you having a penalty, if you're able to catch up a little bit, don't battle too much with Vexman. I don't think that is the way to go. Just work together. Try to get back to Mike Taylor and Grimo as soon as possible. Because those guys have a 3-second time penalty. And if you're able to catch up, you'll be able to get into the top 5 or the top 6. Even when Vexman makes the overtake on you. So... just work together, try to get back to the top 5, and you'll be able to do great, mate. Ooh, Thomas coming into the pits on 7-lap-old softs. That'll probably be to go onto the medium tires to finish off the race. I don't think going on another set of softs will be the way to go. Oh, and he drops back so many positions. Look at that. Goes onto another set of soft tires. Not sure what he's thinking at this point. Join after. Yeah, I will, mate. I will, Daniel. I will try my best. I don't know if I can... Yeah, I'll probably join, mate. I'll probably join. Here comes Vexman. Will he be going down the inside? No, he's not. He's going to back out of it. Vexman on 1-lap-old medium tires. He's got to push. But I still think these two need to work together. It's still 10 more laps to go. So when they gain about half a tenth every lap, they're going to be able to get back to the top 5. Vexman now easily made the overtake on Monster, but I don't think Monster really put any force against it. They just want to get back to that top 5. And now that Thomas is coming to the pits, they're going to have to push even more. Because Thomas will be faster on the soft tires. And... he'll probably be able to take away that P4 from them. So now they just need to push a little bit. Work together. They've already shrunken that time, well, that gap from 6 seconds to 4.8. So they're definitely doing a great job. And it doesn't seem like anyone else is really close to anyone else. So Mike Taylor is kind of losing the toe of Grimo. As you can see, he's not having the DRS anymore. But they do both have a penalty. Let's have a quick look what penalty they have. Oh. Penalty-wise, they're looking at 3 seconds of a time penalty for the both of them. No, Daniel. No, mate. Don't gamble. You shouldn't be doing that, mate. You shouldn't be doing that. Check out Demo Invest. It's the sponsor of this league. And they're doing a great job at trying to create a platform where you're able to invest your money to get money back. That is... But here's the thing. Gambling, you lose money. Well, here's the thing with gambling compared to regular investing. Investing is people lose money, but people win money. With gambling, it's the people that win money are only the people who are holding that casino and all that kind of stuff. So please take a look into the investing and you'll be able to become a rich motherfucker. Murafuka. Too late, lost $100. That's what I mean, Daniel. That is what I mean. So it seems like Monster has lost the toe of Vexman at the moment. Oh, Dean is coming into the pits. He's already come out of the pits, but he's going onto the soft tires. He'll be ahead of the Mercedes driver, possibly. Will he be ahead of the Mercedes driver, though? Let's have a quick look. Remo coming out of the pits. Oh, he's going to be behind Dean. So Dean probably has the chance to push on these soft tires. Grimo just has to do what is expected of him, and that is keep it in front of Vexman and Meinster. Thomas has caught up to Meinster, as you can see, 4.2 seconds right now. Grimo, he's really keeping the toe of Dean at the moment. Something I would have expected during the first couple of corners, but from the moment that Dean Kahn's tires are going to be heated, well, hot enough, he's going to be flying away, because the soft tires are so much faster than the hard tires here in Abu Dhabi. It's just insane. And Dean has already caught up to Blood Diamond, so he's bringing Grimo with him. Oh, and Dean has a 3-second time penalty too. I'm not sure what that is with the pit entry here in Abu Dhabi, because I've seen 4 or 5 drivers already get a 3-second time penalty when they came into the pits. And Dean is looking to make the overtake. He's really pushing the edges. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yo, Scott Marshall, how are you doing, mate? Oh, you're Scott. Oh, Scott. I haven't talked to you in a long time, mate. How are you doing? Blood Diamond trying to keep the toe off the Alfa Romeo driver, but Grimo is coming up slightly. Well, slowly is what I was meant to say. 1.3 seconds of a gap. He loses a bit of time entering turn 5, but coming out of turn 5, he even gains time. Down the straight they go. Blood Diamond, of course, does have the DRS. He's going to be gaining a bit of time on Grimo. We definitely have to take a look at that gap between Vexman and Mike Taylor, and also between the gap between Meinster and Thomas, because Thomas is just pushing. He's just pushing. He is on those fresh softs. I might be able to show you guys 3-lap-old softs. He is going to be able to be so fast at this point. Let me have a quick look. Haha, yeah, it's me. All good, brother. Great to see you doing your thing. Ah, thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. I mean, this is a league that I've taken with me for 3 weeks now. And we're looking into a long-term partnership, so that is lovely to see, isn't it? The annoying thing that I'm having, and that is probably the only thing that I'm having with this league, is the low amount of people in the lobby. Last week we had 14, if I'm not mistaken, which is doable, but 11, like, you're missing half the grid, which is quite unfortunate, but, you know, hopefully we're going to be seeing that changing in the future. How is your league doing, Scott? I see you're still having the ESRL banner. How are you doing, mate? Grimo has lost the toe to Blood Diamond, and also Blood Diamond. Look at that. He lost more than like 1.5 seconds in that first sector. That is insane. That is insane. Dean Kahn gained about a second in that first sector. But of course, I mean, 2-lap-old softs compared to 8-lap-old hards. What tire would you choose, guys? Of course, we're all going to choose that soft tire. It's insane how much faster those softs are. Here comes Dean Kahn through sector 3. Takes a lot of curb up the inside. And he's definitely able to catch up. And we're going to be having a very feisty battle between the Haas driver and Dean Kahn. Because Dean Kahn, he's got that 3-second time penalty, which he has to work around. But I mean, still 5 more laps to go after this one. Shouldn't be a problem for Dean Kahn with the pace he's having at this point. DRS wide open down the straights. He'll probably be able to catch up to a liquid gas before the DRS straight is there. Heading into turn 3, heading into turn 4. Doesn't want to take too much curb though. His tires might be overheated already. He really needs to watch out at the moment. Takes a very tight line coming into turn 5. As they're now coming down the DRS straight. Dean Kahn did catch up. DRS wide open for the Alfa Romeo driver. Heading into turn 6 and 7 he goes. He'll not make an overtake through there. He'll probably hope for a DRS straight once again coming out of turn 7. And yes, indeed he does. Here he comes, DRS wide open again for the Alfa Romeo. Into turn 9, you really want to take the inside line, and yes, indeed he does. Dean Khan up into the lead of the race. Let me have a quick look. I'm sure it'll be fine, mate, especially now they know they have a great commentator. Numbers will pick up. Appreciate that, mate. Scott, I really appreciate the kind words, mate. I really do. How is the ESRL doing, by the way? All good? How is the esports event going? Vexman has caught up to Mike Taylor. 6-lap-old mediums against 9-lap-old hards. 4 10s in between the both of them, and Munster seems to be dropping off at the moment. Also a very feisty battle between Thomas and Munster. Heading into Sector 3. We've got 3 battles to look into. 4 battles, actually, as Grimo has got up to Blood Diamond. Look at that. It's coming alive again in the last couple of laps of this race. As I'm just going to read the chat here. Yes, ESRL is going good. Thanks. We're doing the reverse grid sprint championship to see out F1 23. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, let's hope 24 is going to be a decent game. You never know. You never know what to expect with EA. You never know, mate. Oh, here comes Thomas around the outside. I think Monster just let him go through. Which is unfortunate. Here comes Vexman. With the use of DRS, he's got no ERS left in the tank. So he'll really have to be depending on that DRS down the straight here. Maybe able to catch up to a Blood Diamond still. I mean, a 5.5 second gap, that is probably not great. Around the outside he goes. Mike Taylor not giving up though. But he's got that penalty. And Blood Diamond also has a penalty. So Vexman just need to improve by about... gain by about 2.3 seconds on Blood Diamond to get that P4. Mike Taylor now also gets another 3-second time penalty. And I don't think that is something you see very often around Abu Dhabi, is it? Track limits? Is it? I'm not sure, actually. Are there many people getting track limits here around Abu Dhabi? I'm not a racing driver myself, and usually I do know. Oh, and Chef gets a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. I mean, he's all the way at the back of the grid anyway, but he's going to be scoring points. Go, Chef. Hey, Gregory. You can do this, mate. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop for my Belgian partner. I mean, he's not my actual partner. He's like a... Okay. He's a friend, okay? Let's say it like that. Because Blood Diamond was looking to make a move up the inside, but he backs out of it. Now with a good exit coming through turn 7, he might be able to make the overtake with the use of DRS. What penalties are we looking into for these boys? Adina's taken the lead of about 3 seconds already, so he's not going to have to worry about those 3 seconds. Maybe if he catches another penalty, but I think that'll be very unlikely. Let me have a quick look. Sadly had to miss this week, had an operation yesterday and a bit sore. What did you have an operation on, Dominic? Or, I mean, if that's private, that's also okay. I wish you a very healthy recovery, mate. NLR won and deserved. It was exhausting and took a lot of organization, so never again. Fair enough, mate. Can you not have anyone else do that for you? Or get admins to do that, or, I don't know. People to help you. Blood Diamond kind of losing the toe of Grimo. He really needs to stick to the toe of the Mercedes driver to be able to not lose too much time to Vexman. Because from the moment that Blood Diamond loses that DRS from Grimo, he's just going to lose more time. Oh, and he spins! There goes the Alpine driver. He goes off track and Vexman will catch up. Oh, and he makes the overtake. Also, Mike Taylor will probably make the overtake around the outside. Things couldn't have been worse for Blood Diamond. As he loses the car coming out of turn 5, the tires might be overheating. And that'll be Blood Diamond dropping back to a potential P7 because Thomas is within 3 seconds. And as you can see, Blood Diamond... Oh no, never mind. Mike Taylor has 6 seconds of time penalty. So if you just can keep up with Mike Taylor, he should be good for a P6. But that means that Thomas will possibly be going back into P5 even after his interesting strategy. I think he's the only one to go for a 2-stopper. Oh no, Monster, Hybrid Plays and Chef even went for a 3-stopper. Look at that. Dean also went for a two-stopper. Very interesting to see because that guy was nowhere near top of the grid at some point. Well, at any point. And now he is 2 positions gained. He started in P3. I mean, he qualified in P3. I think his dominance in Belgium would have even been more dominant. Because right now, he didn't even put himself on pole. In Belgium, we did see it. But as I said before, he disconnected. So Blood Diamond almost lost it again coming onto the curb. And he's losing the toe. He really needs to push. He really needs to push. But I mean, on the other hand, he can't push too much because his tires are overheated. His tires are probably more than 10 lap old. Let me upgrade. 16 lap old hards. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. And I think Dean has done the right thing coming into the pits to go onto those soft tires. I think he might be listening. He might have listened to my suggestion going onto the soft tires. Mike Taylor blinking, so he's not going to be... Oh, but Blood Diamond also has no ERS left in the tank, so... I'm not 100% sure what to think of this. Blood Diamond has been struggling since the first race. I mean, since the first lap. He's just been draining ERS for lap in, lap out. I think he's even using ERS throughout the corners, because there's no way you're never having ERS. That is just impossible. Or it'll have to be because you used ERS through the corners or something. Or just drained everything down the straight. Like, every straight you're draining ERS. I'm not sure. Thomas is catching up, though. Thomas is catching up. And we're heading into the last lap of the race. Dean has got a 4.2 second gap to Liquid Gas. And I don't think he needs to worry about anything. Dean will take his first race win here in AMRS. With Liquid Gas, another good position. I mean, when is he going to change? I feel like this is some kind of Verstappen story here for Liquid Gas. He's just getting race wins, race in, race out. And the only thing where I've seen him not do very great and where I had hopes for the Drivers' Championship was in Miami, the first race I've commentated here for AMRS. And we saw him crash. And since then, it's just been uphill for that guy. He got race wins, he got P2s, he got P3s. I have no idea, but he's just done such an outstanding performance. Thomas not really catching up, but I don't think he needs to worry. He's gonna get that P5 anyway. Here comes Blood Diamond around the outside. Doesn't need to push anything because Mike Taylor has got 6 seconds anyway. Oh, there goes Blood Diamond again because he pushed too much. He's pushing too much. Just make it out alive as we're looking at Dean Comp coming across the line to grab the race win here for the Alfa Romeo team. Liquid Gas in P2 and Grimo coming across the line to put a P3 on the board for the Mercedes team. Once again, another dominant performance by the Mercedes team as Vexman put himself in P4. Mike Taylor is going to drop that back to P6 with Thomas coming across the line to take P5. Blood Diamond in P6 and Mike Taylor in P7 even. Meister not too far away. He was only 6/10 away from Mike Taylor. He's going to get P8. So a good amount of points. Hybrid Place in P9 and Chef in P10. Not a great race from Chef. I think he got taken out is what he said in the chat here in the live stream. So I believe him on his word. But of course we have no idea what actually happened. That will be something for the stewards, of course. Here comes Chef around the last corner. Does a little bit of a Max Verstappen, slides all over the curb. And we have got the standings of the race in a second. Driver of the day is Vexman apparently. He's usually the same pace as his teammate. This time around he got a P4. No, he got a P3, didn't he? What position did he get? Hold up. Let me have a quick look. He got a P4. It came all the way from P8. Grimo, the better qualifier, got from P5 to P3. Jamie, well done, mate. Payback for Spa, 100%. Dean Khan takes the race win here. Also the fastest lap, so he's got the full amount of points throughout this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, with 125.6 being the fastest lap. Liquid Gas not too far behind with the fastest lap, 125.8, which is only 2/10 slower. And he also takes P2 here, the Haas driver. Further, we've got Grimo in P3, Vexman in P4, and Thomas with a very interesting strategy in P5. Further, we've got Blood Diamond, Mike Taylor, Monster, Hybrid Place, and Chef in the top 10. And then we've got our only DNF for tonight being Molson in the pit lane, which is very unfortunate to see. I just need a full-time seat now. 100% Jamie, I agree with you. Let's jump in the comms box and we'll be able to do an interview. Let me have a quick look here in the chat. Nice comms again, mate. Drop me a DM on Discord if you want a reserve comms role in EML Goat Esports event. I'll probably pass for now. Also depends on what days. But I'm just too busy, mate, and I'm already tired as fuck from streaming almost every night, so I'm probably gonna have to skip, but really appreciate the opportunity and the opportunity you give me, mate. I really appreciate that. I'll see you around, Scott. Really appreciate it. I mean, if you want, you can stick around for the interviews. We're just gonna wait, so we'll be right back, and sit tight. Take a quick a bit of a water, popcorn, I don't know, and we're gonna be having our interviewers in the chat pretty soon. I mean, interviewees. All right, guys, we are back at it again for the interviews, and as it is the interview time here at AX's Mainstream Racing Series. We're going to be going, up the order. We're going to be starting with P3, being Grimo, if I'm not mistaken. Grimo, congratulations on the P3, mate. Let's have a quick look on how your race went through your eyes.
Oh, thank you very much for that. Yeah, really happy with P3. I think that's 2 in a row now. So we're getting a good rhythm, being up there with the fast guys. First of all, congrats to Dean and Jack. They were phenomenal pace today, and Dean's strategy under the safety car was a stroke of genius. So well done, mate. From my point of view, I changed strategy halfway through. I was planning a 2-stop, but that safety car early on meant I could stretch the mediums. And then managed to chase down Jason in the end for that third place, that place on the podium. Unfortunately, he spun, but we could have had a good battle up until the end. But yeah, I was really happy with the race result, really happy with how it went. So yeah, and congrats to the two guys.
Yeah, congratulations, mate. Once again, another good performance. We've seen Mercedes do extremely well the last couple of weeks. I mean, can you explain this to the viewers? I mean, you've got yourself in P3, you've got Vexman in P4, and you're slowly climbing the ladder in the Constructors' Championship. Thomas's teammate, and Thomas himself didn't really do very great. I think Thomas got P5 today, and his teammate got a DNF. So are we still looking at a possible top 2 for the Mercedes team?
Well, yeah, I mean, the last few weeks we've had some great results. So big shout out to Vex. Vexman, he had another great result today. That's good points for the Mercedes team. I'm not going to reveal how we're doing it. I can't reveal trade secrets, of course, but I think it's more just getting used to the car. With this not being on equal performance, it takes a bit of time to get used to it, the car, understand it, and tweak the setups. And it just seems that we found a sweet spot at the moment, and we're getting really good points. And long may continue. We're not just looking at P3 or P2. I can't see why we can't challenge for the top spot.
That is 100% true, mate. Let's have a quick look with the calendar. And as you said, the car, you need to be feeling comfortable with the car. We've got Brazil, Qatar, and Imola coming up. Are those tracks really Mercedes type of material, or do you think the Mercedes is a little bit underperforming on those tracks?
I don't know about the Mercedes material, but I do like those 3 tracks to finish the season. So I'm looking forward to them, and hopefully we can get the car in the right place to maximise our points return.
And where do you think the Mercedes is really stepping up the game? For example, here in Abu Dhabi, it seems like you guys had a lot of straight line speed. Is that something you recognize from the last couple of races, or is it just, you know, we just go on track and we'll see how the Mercedes does, and that's about it?
It's pretty much let's go on track, see what happens, and tweak the setup accordingly. We've had some great speed. I found great traction in this car at the moment. We're probably just tweaking the wings a bit and putting a bit more rear downforce on to help that, and it's helped with the track line speed. But yeah, I can't wait for the next few races, and let's see where we can finish in the championships.
I wish you a lot of good luck, mate. You've been doing insanely good, climbing up the ladder in the Drivers' Championship. You are currently in, let me have a quick look, in P4, possibly looking at a P3, as Dom Walsh didn't take part this time around. So yes, indeed, you're going to bump up to P3. Congratulations on that in the driver's standings. And you're taking a little bit of a lead from the rest of the guys. Do you think there's any threat going into the rest of the races? Like, do you think do you have the feeling from yourself this streak is going to continue? Because, I mean, we cannot curse ourselves, but usually we do feel comfortable or we don't feel comfortable. And of course, I mean, at this point, you do feel comfortable, but I just want to have a quick look through your eyes.
Yeah, at the moment, I'm sort of in the groove. The car's comfortable. My racecraft is going really well. Got good overtakes and, just good race pace. So I'm looking forward to continuing that. And unfortunately, Jason spun out today, a Blood Diamond, because that was going to be a great battle to the end. And I think we'll have many more to come in the next few races. Just wish the guys at the front would slow down a bit for us. But
I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But thank you very much, Screamo. I really appreciate you being here. And once again, congratulations, and I'll see you probably next week.
Yes, thank you very much. I'll see you next week, and thank you for the great commentary.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Then we're going to go to our P2. I don't think we'll ever get bored of seeing you in the top 3, Liquid. Congratulations once again with a top 3 position, P2 to be exact. Let's have a quick look how the race went through your eyes.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was it was an interesting one. To be honest, I think I expected more safety cars. You know, the first one was early, and as Grimo said already, Dean Conn made a great decision to pit under that. I didn't realise he would actually come out. You know, he didn't really lose that many positions, and I thought pitting it's always risky, especially that early into the race. Nobody's really had time to space out. But yeah, he found that space really nicely. Got in the pits, got back out on track, and run a good race from there. I was hoping for maybe a safety car in the middle of the race, just to switch to the hards with comfort, or a late one if I were to go on to these softs for a bit of a sprint. But yeah, I think overall P2. Dean Conn wasn't really my fight. He was very quick today, and I noticed that early on. So I just let him, do his thing. There's no need for me to tangle with anybody else when my rival at the moment, Tom, didn't really pick up as many points as he probably would have hoped today. So I just had to maximise my race whilst making the best out of the situation at hand.
Yeah, I mean, that is something I said on the stream too. Thomas, he has gone for a really interesting strategy. He started on the hard tires, he went onto the soft tires, and then he went on to another set of soft tires. Like, I'm not too sure why a driver would ever do that, but let's talk a little bit about Dean's strategy here. He started on the medium tires, if I'm not mistaken. He went onto the hard tires quite early in the race. At some point at the end of the race, when he didn't come into the pit lane for the second pit stop, did you think you had any chance to get back to the Alfa Romeo driver? I mean, to Dean, because his tires were that old. And do you think that when he came into the pits, that he was behind you, you were still going to be able to keep that position, or what's your thoughts on that?
Well, when he was out on the hard tyres that he stuck on early in the race, I did ask for an update from the engineer about his pace, and I was lapping about 2 seconds a lap quicker at that point. After a few laps out the box, getting the tyres in the window. And I think that was with 8 laps to go, I was 12 seconds behind. So I was looking, if I kept my pace whilst his tyres died, I probably was looking to catch up to him at the end. And I think he may have noticed that as well. Maybe he might have tried to extend it if he thought, you know, the hards to the end, if he thought he could make it. But yeah, when he pit for the softs, he's only 5 seconds behind me, so I knew the tyres might be struggling by the end of the race on his behalf, but I knew they would be for me as well. Yeah, like I say, those softs, especially in that final sector where grip really is everything, he just pulled away lap after lap, and it just become, for me anyway, it was just settle for what you've got. There's no point in taking home 0 points when you can take home the P2 and build on top of what I've already done this season.
That's 100% correct, mate. I'm just taking a quick look with the Constructors' Championship here. We've got Mercedes scoring a P3 and a P4 today. You're only by yourself.
Yeah.
You haven't really scored, I mean, compared to, I mean, as a whole team. Haas hasn't really scored as many points as Mercedes today. Do you feel you're I mean, obviously you're in a deficit, but last week you mentioned that you like to be a one-man show in the team. Is that still the case when you see that Mercedes is slightly coming closer and closer every race? Because I think right now they're within 5 or 10 points of the Haas team in the Constructors.
Yeah, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. We all love to win, don't we? So, you know, whether you're doing that alone, whether you're doing that with a teammate, it's at the end of the day, your main goal is to win. And yeah, I enjoy the challenge. I do enjoy trying to take it to the grid and saying, do you know what? Let's see, not as much what they can do, but prove to myself, you know, what pace do I have, and push myself week after week. I mean, they've had some incredible finishes. Grimmer and Vex last couple of weeks, I think P3, P4 this week, and the week before maybe obviously Grimmer on the podium again, and P3, and I think Vex was 8, but you know, P8 is still points. So yeah, it's seeing them getting closer slowly. It's more putting on the pressure of, I feel comfortable now in the drivers to finish maybe, as long as I'm a position behind Tom in the last 3 races, I feel as though maybe I can nurse the championship home for the drivers. Looking at the constructors, I think I may need 1 or 2 wins if I really want to secure that as well, which, yeah, it's going to be a hard decision to make when it comes to it, whether I push for the constructors and be greedy, or whether I just settle for the drivers and wave the Mercedes guys by.
Fair enough, mate. Well, I wish you a lot of good luck. We've still got 3 more races to go, so hopefully you're going to be able to keep the both the Constructors and the Drivers' Championship. Congratulations once again on the P2, and hopefully I'll see you again next week.
Thank you very much, mate. As Grimmer said, thank you for the commentary, and I hope to see you next week.
Yes, 100%. We're going to go over to our race winner. You know, as you said yourself in the chat, it's a little bit of a redemption race for yourself. Congratulations on the P1 today, Dean. Let's have a quick look how the race went through your eyes.
Yeah, the race went quite straightforward, I would say. Especially, I was quite surprised during the safety car that no one else decided to pit, because I checked my tyres and I was at 11-12%. And I knew as soon as I came out that I would have a massive advantage over everyone else. and I had 2 sets of hards, so I boxed for 1, and then I had another set of hards, another set of mediums, and another set of softs. So I knew I was going to have the pace advantage and the strategic advantage, so that I could adapt any way that the race went. And I think luckily it went my way a little bit, especially with no more safety cars after the first one. It was just all about putting the foot down, getting through the pack at the start, and then being consistent lap after lap, which I think went pretty well, to be honest.
Yeah, and I mean, I hate to bring it up, but last week you had an amazing qualifying in Spa. You unfortunately disconnected from your race. Is that something that played into your race pace today? Were you thinking, yeah, I got a qualifying pole last week, I need to prove myself here today in Abu Dhabi, or didn't that play into your strategy or your mindset today?
Yeah, you know, since it's my first actual race that I've competed here for many seasons, I think last time I driven it was probably last year's game also. So coming back after a long while, like my first race here in ages, I knew I had to perform. And to be honest, I don't let the negatives get in the way at all. If anything, just got to let it fuel you and embrace it for next time. And I think it gave me, I'd say, even an advantage for me to mess up last time, to be able to perfect it this time, to push forward.
Okay, mate. I mean, of course you're a reserve driver this time around, but are you looking to get into a full-time seat? That is the answer we all want to know.
Yeah, definitely. Spoke to Dom, and he said he'll have it figured out near next week, and I will probably be in either Alfa Romeo, the Williams, or the Alpha Tauri, which I don't mind at all. I think put me in any car, and I'll be able to fight for the win. So the car isn't an issue for me. I'm just waiting to see what I get at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, I think the AlphaTauri has already been taken by Molson, but I could be wrong. And then the Alfa Romeo is by Dom Walsh, and I'm not sure who the second driver is. But I think the Williams, to keep things interesting, because right now you were a little bit of a dominant driver on track today. To keep things interesting, I think Williams would be best for you, because that means you can battle as much with liquid gas as you want to, and not drive a lonely race. I mean, that's what we can call it today, because you didn't really have to make too many overtakes to take that lead of the race again. It was quite of a boring race for you. As you said yourself, a straightforward race with the strategy, and you know, you had the fresher tires most of the times. Yeah, there's nothing really else to add to that race. So congratulations on the race win, and hopefully we're going to be seeing you again next week.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, and definitely be seeing me in the near future.
Thank you very much, mate. And that is going to be finishing off our live stream. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and we are going to be seeing you again next week. Today, we had Season 7, Round 9 of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and next week, we're going to be having Brazil, one of my most favorite tracks on the calendar here in F1, and we're going to be here to cover it together with you. Guys, my name is Sweet Thomas, and this was the live stream. Peace out.